Hey guys, Useful Yields here. Today we're going to be going over the Group D distributions for YieldMax. Starting off the video before I forget, there's some recent news with, the ongoing tariffs being thrown around. So uh, there's a new Chinese tariff for 84%. And I think there's the on China's side, and then there's 104% from the US. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. So we'll see how this kind of concludes. But yeah, looks like they also have some, or EU also has some retaliatory tariffs. But anyways, this video is not about tariffs; it's about the distributions. So going into it, we can see that there is two new funds here. We have Chippy, CHPY, and WNTR, or like winter, I guess, maybe? I don't know. So we won't cover those today because they just don't have distributions today. Uh, but they are on Group D. Chippy is weekly though. So we'll cover those going weeks forward. But moving on, we have GPTY, which has a current distribution 35%, a 3-month average of 35%. And yeah, honestly, this one isn't that bad. 35% isn't that bad. It's not actually, it's not declining as fast as I actually thought it was going to be. So this is the last price here is $39 if we do GPTY stock. It was $35, which is actually a lot, but a big jump down. But still, not as much as I thought it was for the yield being relatively stable. I think they're just targeting 35% every week. So yeah. LFGY, I had a distribution of 69%, which has a 3-month average of 64%. This one is the same kind of story, except that it's slightly decaying in price faster. If we go LFGY stock here, we could see $31. So it dropped $5 similarly. QDTY, we have a distribution of 29% with a 3-month average of 29%. So this is pretty much solid on the share price. It's pretty much been the same. This one did come out in, what is that, February, the end of February. So technically there isn't a ton of, uh, you know, history in general, but yeah, and the yield seems to be uh, going up or slightly. It's probably gonna level out with this next one. I think this 17% distribution was just kind of, an anomaly. But RDTY, we have a distribution of 45% with a 3-month average of 33%. Nothing to really say there, but you can see the share price is pretty level. We have SDTY, 29% with a 3-month average of 25%. Same thing. So yeah. You can see though that the yield does seem to be on an upward trend. Even with this next distribution, I think it's gonna be higher. I mean, obviously it's above the 3-month average, so that's good. Moving on to and the share price is actually decent as well. But similarly, this is only started in like mid-February. So moving on to Ulti, we have a current distribution of 78% with a 3-month average of 40%. I think this is wrong. I forgot what I really need to fix this. Let's see here, Ulti. Yeah, I think it's just because we need to say this is weekly now. So the problem is this is gonna look like a, pretty bad. But you can see, these seem to be averaging. If we go to the last, 4 distributions, they average around 78%. So we're right on target for that. The share price, though, has considerably decayed. We can see here it's technically, stayed the same, but $6 is not really safe for any of these stocks. So yeah. Moving on to YMAG, we have a 38% distribution with a 3-month average of 36%. So again, right on target, with a slight downtrend. Not as much of a downtrend as I probably expecting for the market being so crap, but yeah, I mean that's a good thing. With YMAX, 57% with a 3-month average of 53%, so slightly above that average, but yeah. Moving into the monthly portion of the distributions, we have AIYY with 70% distribution with a 3-month average of 69. So there's that. This one does seem to be tanking in price though, so I'm actually curious. Yeah, it's below $5 right now, which is interesting. We'll see how that how that comes, and I'm sure they'll probably reverse split it at some point. We'll see though. 43% distribution with a 3-month average of 32%. So there's that on AMZY. For APLY, we have a 33% distribution with a 22% 3-month average. So we are well above that that average, and yeah, that's pretty exciting. Dizzo, we have a 35% distribution with a 3-month average of 28%. Same thing here. Misty, everyone's favorite / old favorite. We have a 101% distribution with a 3-month average of 96%. The share price just keeps going down though. If we look at it, say it's $17, so that's gonna go down quite a lot as well. But at SMCY, we have a 102% distribution with a 3-month average of 97%. But I think this is the same thing as MCY stock. $18, yeah, that dropped even more. We have XYZY, which I don't have. I think this is a relatively new fund. What's it? XYZY. 59%, and we have a 51% distribution or 3-month average. So I actually kind of lost how I missed this one, but that's okay. And then YQQQ, we have a 30% distribution with a 3-month average of 26%. So this actually, I always talk crap about the inverse funds, but this is actually not doing. Yeah, it's doing actually decent. You can see the share price is actually going up. It's kind of doing its job. If we look at YQQQ stock, it's at $18 and some change, so it's actually gone up past this amount too. It's just that obviously more often than not inverse funds are bad. This is the entire market, so to speak, and it's on the the NASDAQ. I just don't really think stuff like Crash, or in this case like this one on MSTR, has done good in the past with YieldMax funds. That's not to say that every inverse fund is built the same, but I don't think any of the YieldMax single ticker inverse funds are actually worth it, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, I don't want to drag this video on for a long time, but yeah, here's the updates for Group D, and hope you enjoyed the video. As always, wish you guys a wealthy future.